Hi, welcome to Dr. Janet's Science Planet unboxing of the Mindsets Televisor Kit. Ooh, I'm very excited about this unboxing and the build of this televisor kit. This is actually a mechanical television receiver kit, and it comes with a CD of images and movies to play on it. It should be a very exciting build. So, let's get it started. Let's unbox our kit here. So this is our televisor kit from Mindsets UK. I'm in the States, but I ordered this all the way from the UK. And so let's open up the box here. Easy box to open. I'm going to go ahead and put the lid to the box to one side. And it comes with some bubble wrap to keep it protected. And it looks like a small bag of kit components. Looks like some screws and nuts, and I know that there's the focus lens in there. Wow, that's actually pretty substantial, that focus lens there. And a few other parts. And then this looks like it's the bag of actual components there. The bigger components. Let's see what's in here. Just from the outside, we see the instructions, some big pieces. It looks like a disc here. That'll be part of the build there. Battery box. Maybe that's the circuit board. So it's only two bags that come out of the box. The large components and the small components. So let's go ahead and open up the larger bag and pull out the instructions. Here's the instruction booklet for the televisor kit from Mindsets. What I like about this kit is it actually includes in the instructions a very nice history of the televisor. And I may mispronounce this, but John Logie Baird invented or devised the first practical television system, and his partly mechanical televisor receiver started up in 1929 using BBC transmitters. So it has a picture of an actual televisor there, and what they call a contemporary diagram of how a televisor actually works. It's quite an ingenious system when you think about it. It actually works by just bouncing light through a spinning disc at a target, and then a receiver sort of takes that, and the wheel spinning creates parallel line scans of the object and create sort of information about light and dark. And then on the receiving end, those electrical signals are transmitted and then translated from a light that has variable light and darkness, and then also goes through a spinning wheel with basically just holes in it that create scanning picture lines and then recreate what you want to televise. And there are all sorts of mechanical problems that can happen with that in terms of the receiver being out of sync with the transmitter. But overall, it's pretty amazing technology, especially when you think it was devised almost 100 years ago. So let's go ahead and have a look at the instructions. One of the things that the instructions do is it's literally just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 instructions for the build, followed by the usage instructions. The assembly instructions for the televisor are only 8 steps, and each step comes with a very detailed diagram of the kit components and what you need to use. I really like the diagrams included in the kit. Some of the parts were actually individually diagrammed so you could tell what they were in advance. Going to need a screwdriver. I'm assuming from the diagram that I'm going to need a flathead screwdriver here, but I've got a bit driver here in case I need a Phillips head screwdriver. That's not included in any sort of list, but it's clear that you're going to need that. You're going to need to dig out of your closet or your attic your old CD player. And this CD player is going to need not just an audio out component. That's not what you use. You actually use a line out component. Now this one actually does have one, so that's what you end up using. You may be able to find an external CD drive for your computer that might work. I'm going to give that a go. This is something you need to find as a CD player because the images and the movies for the kit are included in a CD. And you will also need AA batteries. Included in the kit instructions is something about the NBTVA, which stands for Narrow Bandwidth Television Association. And it talks about how they're using the miniature televisor by adopting the scanning and synchronization standards and the published motor control circuitry from the Narrow Bandwidth Television Association. So that's interesting. I can put that off to one side. And we're going to start with our actual removing the components from the bag. Let's go ahead and start by actually removing our components from the bag and see what each one is, and then after that we will go ahead and follow the instructions for assembly. So I'm going to take these assembly instructions and put them off to one side and pull them out when I see a component that we need. So I'm taking the large pieces out of the bag. You can see that there's several large pieces. Here is the circuit board. I'm guessing this is the circuit board. So I'm going to go ahead and take this out of the bubble wrap. Oh yeah. Circuit board here. See all the various components. There's some wheels and dials that you're going to end up using for, let's see if I can see in the kit assembly. We've got picture brightness on one side, sync and speed adjustment on the other, as well as the audio and signal out. These are things you're going to need access to after the kit is constructed. I'm assuming that you'll be able to turn these knobs from up above because there does seem to be space between the front and back of the televisor, so you should be able to get at those. There's also an internal on-off switch that you'll need to use. This motor here, you can see the wires coming from it onto the circuit board. That is going to spin your what was originally called the Nipkow disc. In here we're going to call it the Televisor Disc because that's what they call it in the kit. So there's your Televisor disc here. And as you can see, there are actually holes in that disc. And if you look at those holes, those are what's going to create your scanned lines. See some of those holes there. So there we go, we've got our televisor disc, serrated wheel on one side, the circuit board with those various components that you're going to need access to. Remember, one of the on-off switches, the picture and brightness control, the sync and speed adjustment, the audio out, and the signal input. It's quite a complicated circuit board when you look at it. Put that down. We also have the LED light here. So that's your light source. This is going to be the source of your images, this light flickering and shining through the holes in this disc. That's what's going to create your picture. Isn't that amazing? Put that down. And we have simple AA battery box with the red and black wire coming off. We have some of the actual external portions of the kit. You can see this larger one, that's where your lens is going to go, I'm guessing. And then this is the smaller one that you're actually going to mount the circuit board and the battery box onto. So we've got those external parts. Let's see, we've got our stereo jack plug. I'm guessing that's going to take the signal from the CD player that you have to supply yourself into the signal input there. Put that over there. And here's our Mindset's MBTV video and audio. That's the CD that contains the images that we're going to see on our televisor. And I think there's a few movies with audio, so there's actually an audio out here, which means that you're going to need some sort of speaker or audio headphones in order to hear the audio components. There's our CD. And as I said, the Televisor disc, the Nipkow disc here, and a sticker. This is nice. A sticker that you're going to put on the front to show that it's a televisor kit. And a bag of smaller components, including the lens that's clearly going to go in that hole there, and various nuts, bolts, and screws. These all look like flathead screws. So there you are going to need a flathead screwdriver in the end. Various lengths, small lengths. Looks like all the smaller screws are the same type, and then there's lots of nuts that go with them. And these long bolts, they have a specific component. And then these metal spacers are used several times. And this plastic bit, we'll see where that goes in the instructions. And then here's some sticky bits to stick the battery box onto the back of the kit so that you have easy access to the battery compartment.